Atheists say that science is on their side. They are deluded and gullible. Science proves atheism is insanity and irrational to the greatest extreme. For thousands of years, in thousands of beaches, not one sandcastle has ever eroded into existence. Science says mind did it. And the issue is order, not beauty, so don't give me an example of erosion creating a beautiful pattern of wavy lines on a beach. That's irrelevant, a red herring fallacy. The issue is order, not beauty. And I set the bar at the low level of a sandcastle. And you can't even reach that high, atheists. Yet you claim to jump over mountains. Atheist fanatics argue that with an infinite amount of time, it'd be inevitable for sandcastles to erode into existence. But this is blind faith. Watch how that atheist position is willful ignorance and a crazy delusion. You got a beach, erosion, mindless forces, create a whole, arguably order. Atheists imagine that it is possible for a sandcastle in millions of years or whatever to come about mindlessly. For example, the hall will become the proper basement, and upon that will be the next level with the towers and the walls and the rest of it. That's just wishful thinking. That's just their imagination. That's not science. That's just their delusion. The truth is, and you can see it for yourself at every beach, that if erosion makes a hole, it will fill it up again, so it goes back to square one. Order level rises a puny bit, then it goes back to zero. That's pathetic. Your alternative to intelligence is pathetic. And this has been going on for thousands of years. Everyone can see how pathetic atheism is. Atheism has no legs to stand on. Atheism is absurd. So even in a literally infinite amount of time, you're always going back to square one, because there is no mind, therefore there is no discrimination, therefore there is no intention to preserve any part of the beach to build upon it later. The same mindless forces that create things will destroy them. How are you going to advance with such a regressive method as that? According to this atheist preacher fanatic, Richard Dawkins, the only watchmaker is the blind forces of physics. He says in his propaganda how to climb so-called Mount Improbable, which is really Mount Impossible, without a god. He says, how can we get to explain the eye on top of Mount Improbable? He says, with one step or one leap, it's impossible. But if we take lots of little slow steps, then it's not so hard. Really? Well, actually no, because lots of slow steps will not be preserved. Because there's no intention to. You missed that fact. The liar ignores the fact. He knows it's there. He doesn't want to see it. He's a liar. He's an atheist. He just expects you to have insane, blind, atheist faith in regression as progress. Atheists cling to a contradiction. Atheists reject literally endless empirical evidence proving them wrong about their blind watchmaker myth of mindlessness of the gaps. Mindlessness did it. I don't know, therefore mindlessness couldn't have been a god. No siree, Bob. I see an SOS on the beach. I conclude rationally must have been intended. But if I see DNA, oh no, it could not have been intended. Or else there's a god, and then I go to hell for being selfish. I want to get away with being selfish. That's the real reason I'm an atheist. Science has nothing to do with it. It's all about my ego. Science shits on atheism. Erosion proves it. Atheists will always be losers. Don't be a loser. Repent of ingratitude and lying, pretending that great order can come about mindlessly. Nature tells you all the time, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. In an infinite amount of time isn't going to save you. Time isn't on your side. More time means more destruction by mindless forces. So you have, and Mount Improbable is a lie. It's Mount Impossible, deluded atheists. You have erosion or tornadoes or whatever mindless forces you have. They're always, 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 and you can see it. It's not my opinion. You can always see it. It's empirical. They're always overwhelmingly more destructive of order than progressive of order. If you don't believe me, it's because you do believe, but you don't want to admit. You know this is the truth. You don't want to admit. Atheists are evil. You know there's a God. You don't want to admit. And some of you have already forgotten what you know. Suppress the truth, lied so much you start believing your lies. But you know that mindless forces are an absurd explanation for great order. You can see it all the time. Come on. Anyway, isn't it ironic that the same people calling people like me idiots and the atheists do it all the time? Their main argument is an ad hominem fallacy. Oh, you're a creatard, you're a religitard, you're an idiot because you believe in intelligence. That's so ironic. Yeah, I believe in intelligence. That makes me not unintelligent. You believe in mindlessness. That makes you mindless. That makes you not smart. So the atheists who call people like me idiots believe the equivalent of, look at this here, that tornado be building that building, just a matter of time. I got proof. Just wait forever. Very convenient. You're not fit to judge on intelligence when you believe such stupid shit as time will make tornadoes build houses. More time equals more probability of a tornado building a house. Yuck. Now, some guy said, apparently, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Mindless forces over and over again result in destruction, chaos, and the regression of order overwhelmingly. But atheists are insane. Don't be so crazy. You know, intelligent design is rational. Every time you preach against it, you're giving evidence for it because you're doing it by intelligent design. You're hypocrites. Atheism is insanity. Science shits on atheism. Let me go back to that picture because it's so beautiful. Science shits on your atheism. I'm typing mindlessly because it's a matter of time until I do it right. Time makes it happen. I am an atheist.